Charles Sprague Pearce commenced his artistic career by successfully painting subjects of religious themes. He afterward produced some very striking genre pictures, where we find him perfectly at home among the peasants and sheep pastures of Picardy. The painting shown here, called La Bergère, is among his most important. The picture is large and decidedly of the French tonal grey that was in vogue, but this particular grey is effectively used by the artist. The subject is a young peasant girl tending a flock of sheep in the open field. Her attitude and her meditative expression indicate that her thoughts are wandering far afield from her flock. There is fine sentiment in this genuine bit of rusticity, and in the treatment of outdoor effects, the artist has shown prodigious technical skill. His work is marked by complete unity and a clear and sound spirit. In composing his pictures, his first thought has been to simplify and to balance. His main object has always been to produce a strong and deep impression of nature and of life, with exactness and precision. As for the artist, his joys and sorrows, his mode of life, little is known, but the canvases speak for themselves, as they should. Charles Sprague Pearce had lived in France for 30 years. He was born in Boston on October 13, 1851. He studied art under Léon Bonnat in Paris, and gained fame as a painter of peasants and fisherfolk, with a sojourn to the Middle East for health, and happily discovering a whole new group of subjects to paint. He became a member of the Paris Society of American Painters, the National Institute of Arts and Letters, and the Salmagundi Club in New York. He made his home and studio at Auvers-sur-Oise, Seine-et-Oise, on the northwestern outskirts of Paris, France. It is associated with several famous artists, the most prominent ones being Charles-François d'Aubigny, Camille Pissarro, and Jean-Baptiste Camille Corot, and in 1888 he married Louise C. Bonjeau of Paris. She features in many of his pictures in a variety of poses and arrangements. Pearce painted in a glass-enclosed extension of his studio, taking in the wheat fields that stretched to the horizon line, and finding models from the village to capture his vision of the French countryside, particularly the shepherdesses, in all types of working situations, with the elegance of a heroine of the land. In the picture Sainte Geneviève, we find a depiction of the youthful patron saint of Paris, who lived a life of constant prayer, charity, and austerity. Born to pagan Roman and Greek parents in Nanterre, outside of Paris, in the year 422, Geneviève gave her life to God at the age of 7 upon the visit of Saint-Germain to her village. Pearce captures Genevieve's piety as a young shepherdess before she became a nun at 15, and later legendarily averted an attack on Paris from the invading Huns, preventing famine in the city and founding its first Christian church. Pearce chose biblical subjects in his early career, and depicting the lives of France's saints was a popular subject after the country's defeat in the Franco-Prussian War of 1871. The paintings by Pearce of domestic life, whether they are interior scenes, daily occurrences, or simply a portrait study, his workmanship and candour are always high quality. He paints with a gentle feeling for the subject at hand, looking for the best expression and presentation in each composition, beautifully drawn and fresh in colour. Charles Sprague Pearce's works indeed possess a quiet elegance. In the washing day painting, we feel the activity is as genuine as it would be in life. He captures the activities and energy that one would suspect for the duties at hand, and each prop with the many angles supports the energy of the pastoral. Looking further in the pictures of the lad and the couple, we want to discover what may be the thoughts of the individuals in each. Again, well-balanced compositions, richly coloured. The diversity of subject matter he chose is wide-ranging, lady playing her guitar, or young woman with an oriental costume and sword. A gentleman, perhaps a compatriot artist, or the pensive young girl in deep thought resting on a branch. Then finally the beach picture of a lady relaxing under a shade umbrella. All are rich in design and careful in drawing, hallmarks of fine workmanship. Charles Sprague Pearce joined fellow expatriate artists when he moved to Paris in 1882, working in the studio of Léon Bonnat, just as John Singer Sargent and Thomas Eakins had before him. We hope you enjoyed this presentation with future ones to come, and consider subscribing.